I hope my screen is visible for everyone. Cool. So let's first go into our folder where we are going to create our Flutter project. So again, open CMD. And I hope everyone remembers the command that we use to create our Flutter app from the terminal. That is Flutter create, and the name has to be in small letters and gap should be given using underscore. Uh, so what name should I give to this project? Let's say Gemini GDSC. Cool. Uh, so our project has been created, like the application has been created. I hope everyone has followed till this step. I want everyone to, you know, like follow karte raho, whatever I'm doing, so that you don't miss out anything. Then we'll go to that directory. That is my Gemini GDSC. And then open it in VS Code. सबका ये हुआ क्या? किसी को कुछ इश्यू आया? Any issues? What do I have to repeat? I just I just uh, wrote Flutter create and your app's name, pressed enter, and then it will eventually create your application, and then it will ask you to go into that directory, to enter into that directory, and then you can open it in your VS Code. Yes, Arnav, yes. I just used Flutter create space app. Now here I have given the app's name as Gemini GDSC. Uh, Try to open it using run your CMD as your administrator. If still you're facing the issue, then you can open it. Like you can create a new Flutter project using Android Studio if you want. Aditya, what is not recognized? Can you please run Flutter space doctor? Cool. Can you please just take a screenshot and share it on the WhatsApp group, Aditya? We'll look. Yeah, we'll look into it. Can please anyone in the team please look into this? Okay. So others, could you follow till this step? Okay, I suppose everyone else could follow. Okay, so now that we have created our like the app initiation has taken place, I want to quickly go through this one site that is makersuitrole.com. Can everyone please go on this site? Sanjana, is Athre in the meet? Oh, Sanjana, we'll let you know about this, okay? Uh, so I want everyone to come to this site, go to create new, and you'll find this interface there. Select free from prompt. It is just like your ChatGPT, where you can ask anything. Let's say, uh, tell me few packages, and just press run. It will give you a response. So basically, this is your Gemini that is actually taking your request and responding to your whatever query you have. So here on the right hand side bar, you can see we are using the Gemini Pro model, right? And you can see a couple of things here, that is this temperature, then safety settings, and there are more things like advanced settings. So what are these? So temperature is basically when you want your response, the query that you the response to your query to be little creative, you can set your temperature to uh, on the greater side, and when you set it to lower side, it'll basically give you more factual based answers. So like अगर facts से deal करना है, fact like factual answers चाहिए, so you go for the lower side of the temperature, where you don't want much creative answers there. But let's say you're trying to phrase some poems. For that, you can put your temperature, like set your temperature here on the higher side. So it will give you some creative answer, like as a repetitions of answers nahi hoga. They will be very different from each other. So even now, let's see what happens when I run this in the maximum. Even though I don't think the answer is appropriate, but okay. And then we have some edit safety settings. So from here we can set what level we want our settings to be, which is, I find it quite cool, but let it be. We are not going to deal with this. Then we have output lengths, where number of tokens that we want in our output could be customized here. And the stop K and top P are basically deals with the probability distribution of your output by your large language model. So these are the few things that you can find on their side itself. Okay, now if I select Gemini Pro Vision, so you can see they have given it here the best image understanding model to handle a broad range of applications. So from here, let's test this as well. Let's select one image. I'll go for this panda image because I find it cute. Let's say um, frame a poem. Let's run it. It will take some time, and then it'll. Okay, now we have something here. Panda, panda, oh panda, you are a sight to behold. Okay, so now legit, Gemini has phrased a poem on panda. So likewise, we can use it. And whatever setting I set here, I can find it when I press this, that is get code. So here you'll find that some structured, what do you call, uh, code structure has been provided here. This is based on your Python. You have Swift, Kotlin, JavaScript, and code. So in our project, we'll be mainly dealing with this part, this curl part for Flutter integration. So let's create an API key. So if you haven't logged in yet, please go to this site, that is makersuite.google.com, and you have to first create an account, I think, and then press on this create API key in new project. Since I already have a key created and it doesn't give me a permission to add on new keys, so I'll be using this. Just copy this key and paste it in a project. Okay, wait. First, I'm canceling all this part because we don't require this. And this is the dummy screen that I was talking about, where we are going to see how this HTTP requests are going to uh, play a role in your API calls. Let's name it as what? Uh, bot page, bot screen maybe. Okay. And let me create another file, bot screen dot. Has everyone followed till this step? We'll wait for 2 minutes here. If you have any doubt, please. Okay. Yeah, Vaishnavi, just write this command. This is what you write in your CMD. Yeah. Then once you have created your app, it will show you that you have to change your directory to the app that you created, cd app name, and then you have to just write code space dot. Yes, Ojas, it is given in the chat. Plus, first Flutter create app name, then change your directory, that is cd, to the app that you created, and then just write code space dot and enter. It will automatically open in VS Code. Otherwise, you can also open your VS Code and then parse into that directory and open your folder there. Has everyone followed till this step? Okay, I hope everyone has followed till this step. Okay, now what I'm going to create a class named this, which will be a stateful widget. As we know that everything in Flutter is either a stateful widget or a stateless widget. So here we are going to deal with stateful widget. Has everyone followed to this step? Is there any doubt? I haven't linked the API key yet, Venkat. We are going to do that. Okay, yeah. So I had copied my API key here and just paste it over somewhere. Okay. We'll require it later. And also here in my main.dart, it's giving me a red line, which means I haven't imported my new Dart file that I just created. So import that. Make sure you import that, otherwise it will give you error, throw error. Are we good? Okay. So now here we will be using one package for designing the chat UI, because this dummy screen that we are going to use for seeing making the HTTP requests will utilize a chat interface. So we'll be using a package for that. So if you remember, I told you, I gave you an example ki pubspec.yaml very much act like it is very much familiar or similar how your parents or guardians are. Like you have to take permission, you have to declare everything that you do before executing it to them. So similarly, whenever you're using anything, any third party tools or fonts, image, anything, you need to first tell your pubspec.yaml that hey, I'm going to use it. Okay. So since we are going to use a package, so open your terminal and just write flutter pub add dash underscore chat underscore 2. I'll paste it in the chat as well. And press enter. Did it add? It didn't. Okay, wait. Let's do one thing. Okay, it is there. It is there. My bad. I hope everyone could add it. Yeah, I just what I did was the default code that was here in main.dart when I created this application. I deleted. I removed that. And if you remember, in the home property of Material app, we usually insert the default screen that we want to display in our app. So right now, because I'll be using my emulator in some time, so I want my bot screen to be visible on my, like, it should be the initial screen on my app. So I first created one class named bot screen here in the same lib folder. I created this class which extends a stateful widget. So type stf and it shall give you an auto completed code snippet. Just enter that, and then your basic structure is done. So you just need to import this bot screen if it is not already imported here. It'll give you a red line if it is not imported. Just import it here. Okay. Has everyone followed till this step? सबका ये pubspec.yaml में ये dash chat to add हुआ. Okay, cool. So moving on. Now, in my bot screen, I'll also import that dash chat here. Import dash chat to this second one. Can you see it? The second one from the top. Dash chat to dot dart. Okay, why am I getting a red line here? Okay, cool. So यहाँ तक हुआ ना? कोई doubts है? Any doubts? Yeah, you just need to import it on your bot screen that you just created. Import it. I'll tell you उसका क्या काम है. Okay. So we have imported this stat chat 2 here. Now, the entire thing is divided into two steps. First, like the two parts are we'll create an UI, and the second part is data fetching from the API. Okay. So in the first part, that is UI, we'll have to create users. Now, what are the two users when we are dealing with this application? First will be, of course, us, that is myself, and the second one will be Gemini, who will be responding to my queries. So we need to create two users. Second, we need a message list, which will be of the data, like which will store all the messages in my list format. Third, there will be an onsend function, which will basically pass on whatever text or the prompt that I'm passing in the text field. Whatever I'm writing, basically, when I press the send button, it should send it to a particular function. Okay. So this is like the UI will have these three components. And in the data part, I'll discuss that later. So first, we need to create two users. So let's create just uh, override type chat user. So chat user here is a sort of a data type, just like your int, string, float. Because we are using this dash chat to package, in that package you have already some customized data types provided there. So there we have a chat user type of data type, which is used to initialize the users. So my first user is going to be myself. This is the variable of chat user type, which will call a constructor. And see, in constructor there is this mandatory field, that is ID. We need to pass an ID there. So let's give it 1. And other than this, we can also pass these things, that is a profile image, custom properties, first name and last name. Okay. So can you see this required keyword here in blue on my screen? So what is this required keyword? So um, just like just now you saw that when I wrote this chat user constructor, it automatically suggested me to put ID, and there is this thing required string ID. So required is a keyword which explicitly mentions कि we need this particular parameter in our constructor. So अगर ये नहीं हुआ, अगर ये नहीं हुआ तो हम constructor कॉल ही नहीं कर सकते. So we need this, we require this. So this is a mandatory field. That's why ID is a must whenever we are creating this user chat user constructor. Other than that, string, question mark, first name, string, question. What is this question mark? So question mark means this variable can be nullable. Nullable मतलब अभी अगर मैंने let's say मैंने यहाँ पे int a लिखा, so it will give me an error. पर ऐसा होना नहीं चाहिए. So what happens in Dart is basically if you don't initialize any value, it will give you an error, because this this can mean कि it may have a value, it may not have a value. So you need to mention it using a question mark. That this question mark signifies that this a variable can have a null value, or it may have some distinct value. So that's why we use a question mark, which is called null awareness operator. So that is what it is written, that it could be nullable. So it is not an important thing that we need to pass in. So, but I want to pass the first name property. So let's give this as Deva, because my initial of my name. Then let's create another user, because we need two users, right? One will be myself, that is me. Another will be Gemini. So let's just give this as Gemini. ID will be 2. First name, let it be as Gemini. Okay. So these are my two users. Now this is the first part of the UI. Second part was we need to create a list which will store my messages. So let's create that. Now this will take chat message type of data type. Chat message, chat user. These are the two customized data types provided by dash chat 2 library. Now here, let's give it a name as messages. Okay, maybe messages, yes. Then we can again put a generic, that is basically these corner bracket means that we are expecting a chat message type of uh, output or like value. We don't want string, we don't want int, we want a chat message type of value to be put in this list. So I have initialized this list as empty first, because initially उधर कोई message नहीं है. So this is our list of message, which is empty now, and the two users. Okay. Has everyone followed till this step? Is there any doubt? Has everyone followed till this step? If you have any doubt, you can raise your hand. Cool? Okay. Wait, I'll do one thing. I'll just keep it like this. Okay. Okay, okay. Sakshi, have you imported that package in your pubspec.yaml? Make sure that you have that in a pubspec.yaml, otherwise it will give you an error. Just type uh, this command flutter pub add. Oh, I have mentioned it here, right? This. Just type this on your terminal and press enter. It should uh, add this package in your pubspec.yaml. If it is done, then just react or maybe give a confirmation. Okay, cool, cool. Okay, so we are done till here. We have created users. Um, where exactly is it showing my widget state? Venkat? Okay, you must have not given. Okay, शायद आपने ना यहाँ पे नेमिंग करने में थोड़ा गलती कर दिया होगा, but you can do one thing. You can again like you can edit it if you want. Just to select it and then press Control D and edit the name. You're talking about this part? I feel हाँ तो बाकी सारे पार्ट्स में आपको बॉट स्क्रीन दिख रहा है ना? या वो भी माय विजेट्स ऐसा आ रहा है? हाँ, so do one thing, select your bot screen या जो भी नेम उधर है ना, and then press Control D and then you can change it to whatever you want. And make sure वो नेम एंड ये वाला नेम ना सेम हो जो मेन डॉट डार्ट में है होम पे. Is it done till here? Okay. Moving on. Okay. Now that we have created our two users and we have also created our message list. So let's design the UI part. Let's pass a scaffold in our build method here. There we'll again, you must be knowing what it is. Appar property, then appar widget. Appar widget में we'll pass a title. सबको दिख रहा है ना? ऐसा कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है क्या अगर मैंने स्प्लिट स्क्रीन किया तो? Okay. So title में suggest me a name. Um, Can anyone suggest me a name? I don't know what to write here. Uh, Maybe just talk, maybe. I don't know. Okay, I made a mistake. Text widget needs to be passed in title, and then we need to type in the name, whatever name we want to give. Let's say talk. Okay, so talk is there, and let's style it a little bit. I want it to be style. I used style property in text widget. Okay, and then I'll be using a text style widget inside my style property. In that text style, I want my font weight property. Okay, font weight property, and I'll call font weight dot bold. इतना हुआ सबका. Save it. So my title is going to be talk. Talk वो string या जो भी value है उसका styling I gave by using text style widget. उसमें font weight I kept it as font weight dot bold. It's going to be bold, and also I think I can give a color. Color is going to be white. Okay, and this concludes my title. Then I can also add in a background color. Let it be uh, blue. Okay, and what else? I can also center my title. Center title. Center title takes a boolean value, so just keep it true. So इतना हुआ सबका. Any doubts? Any doubts here? Can you please repeat how you created bot screen file? Okay. Um, in your lib folder, I created one file using this create file, new file. Then एक file का name दिया, which should have an extension of .dart. Then open that file. Just type ऊपर STF. It will give you the auto completion. ऐसा stateful widget करके लिखा आएगा. Just tap on that. It will create a basic structure of your stateful widget. मतलब उसका एक basic structure आएगा. Then you can edit the name. You can edit your name, जो भी class का name देना है. And that same name should be passed here at home property of material app. And if it gives red line, then make sure to import it ऊपर से. Okay, just type import and then it will automatically give you क्या import करना है. Even if अगर इसमें import नहीं हुआ होता, see I'm getting a red line. Just tap on this bulb that you see on the left handmost side. Tap on that. It will automatically recommend you to import the library and save it. Okay. Uh, yeah, so you have, Athava, you have added your -2 in your pubspec.yaml, right? Then you need to come to your bot screen wala page that we are building right now. वहाँ पे import it. ऊपर top पे import करो, import space, and then it will automatically recommend कि क्या import करना है. Just type -chat वो अपने आप recommendation में आ जाएगा. Then when you do this, your -chat has been imported, so you can use your chat user and chat message वाले जो data types है, which is provided by -chat2 in your bot screen वाला file. So there I created two users, kind of uh, chat user type of myself and Gemini, ये दो variables which are users, and they उनके constructor में I passed in the IDs, ID1, ID2, first name and इसका भी first name. Then I created a list which will take in chat message type of data, and उस वेरिएबल का नाम रखा messages, एंड उसमें लिस्ट को इनिशियलाइज किया एक एम्प्टी लिस्ट से, एंड देन आई स्टार्टेड विद द यूआई पार्ट. ओके, Vaishnavi, could you follow? If there is any issue, then raise your hand. Yes, Atharva. All these statements will come automatically because my watch screen dot file. Okay, wait. Just create a file. I'm repeating this step, okay? Just create a file. Now I'll just write example dot dart. Okay. Now I typed STF and it automatically suggests me what I want to use. I press enter and see. It gives me the option to edit the name of the class. So I put it as, right now I'm putting it as example. Okay, and then I save it. Then I import my dash chart to dash. See, I just typed dash and it automatically suggested me to import this. I import it, and then I created those chat user. Yes, you need to, this is the example that I was giving. I've already created a bot screen here, so it'll be fine here. Okay, Athava, did you follow? Okay. So now we have created an app bar. Let me quickly launch my emulator. Okay. Um. Okay, no worries. What is the API of the emulator? Uh, I didn't get your question, Venkat. Okay, to create the emulator, you need your Android Studio. From your Android Studio, you can create an emulator. By default, actually, it gives you an emulator. Otherwise, you can also install it from direct internet if you don't want to install Android Studio. Okay, so you, at this point, you don't have any emulator. You can also attach your phone with USB cable and try to run it. Or easier way is you can select Chrome here and you can run your app there. Okay. So is it not working? Okay, okay, cool. So everything is working fine, right? Okay. No, no, no. It's not required. Vaishnavi, uh, try to have you installed those Flutter extensions that were suggested on the day of installation? Okay, maybe try to create another file and uh, try it again. Maybe it should work. It sometimes doesn't work properly, I agree. Um, that is a glitch, maybe. Or if you want, you can take this. Wait, let me select the entire thing. ओके पूरा तो आएगा नहीं. Try this, Vaishnavi. Okay, my emulator has launched. I need to quickly run my app. Okay, meanwhile, um, let's design the body. Okay, in body, because we are going to, we will be using dash chat there properly. So in body, we will be calling dash chat, and you can see that when I wrote dash chat, it is taking in three parameters. First is current user. Current user may I'll put myself first because the initial prompt that is going to go will be from my side. That will be the first prompt. OnSend is basically a function which will be triggered by this type of icon. You will see it when the app is launched. I'll show you. OnSend is a function. So in OnSend, what are we going to do is we are going to basically pass the message or the text that we are sending it to Gemini. So this is going to take a chat message type of, sorry, not chat media, chat message type of value. Um, then we have messages. Messages is basically this list that we created. So, okay, it automatically took that. So messages is basically the this message list that we declared here. On send is basically going to send the text, whatever we are writing on the text field, and current user is going to be myself. So we have made it uh, the basic structure is ready. Apart from this, has everyone followed till this step? Okay, need two, need one. I hope everyone has followed till this step. Okay. So after initializing these three properties in dash chat, that is this. We will also use some other properties, that is input options, how my input needs to be, you know, in the text field. So I'll be using input options widget. In that widget, we have two properties. First property is, do I need to show that send button all the time? So show send, yes, always show send. So if I, by default, it is false, but if I set it as true, then I'll be able to see that send button throughout my app's activity. Okay. Second property that we are going to pass is the cursor style. The cursor style, which will again take a cursor style widget, where I can mention the color of the cursor, that is this cursor that you can see, this cursor. I can style it. So I can put it as colors dot black. Okay. So my input options wala property has also been set to something. Okay. This is the end of my input options. The last thing that we need is message options. Message options property. In message options property, we will be setting the what do you call it, text bubble that will be sent from user side. So uska color I can set from here. Okay, my app has been launched. Okay, so the app bar looks decent, I think. So app bar, text talk, font bold, font color white. It has been centered in the center, title true, background color blue. Okay, one more thing. Go to your main, and just above your title, you can type debug show banner mode, whatever that is, as false, and press R in your terminal. It will automatically reload it. See, now that red banner thing has gone. Now it looks a little better. Okay. Has everyone followed till this step? Do you want me to repeat any step? Any doubt? You want me to explain any step? Okay. So moving on to my bot screen, which I was designing. Okay. So far, what we have done is, in my app bot screen, I created two users, message list is done, and in my UI part, I have created the application bar, app bar, and in the body, I have used dash chat. In dash chat, there are three parameters that are mandatory. That is current user, which I set to myself. On send, this is a function. It is taking a parameter of chat message type, and messages, which is going to, like, this list of messages is going to get passed here. Then input options property, in which input options has been the widget has been used to set this show button that you're seeing here. This show button, purple color का ये button, I have set it to as true. That means अगर मैंने ये false कर दिया, या मैंने इसको, I don't know by default if it is set as false or is it taking true. Okay, see. So by default it is false. So I explicitly need to mention कि मुझे ये button दिखाओ. Okay. So I've set it as true. Cursor style जो है, that is this. You can see this black cursor here. Yeah, so I have styled that here. And then in message options property, I'll be calling the message options widget. Inside that, I can set, जो ये जो टेक्स्ट जाएंगे ना अभी यहाँ से मेरे साइड से, वो टेक्स्ट का जो बबल है वो कौन से कलर का चाहिए. Okay, so current user container color, it will automatically recommend you this. Current user container color यहाँ पे I'll set the colors. I don't know how this would look. Let's see. And also we need an avatar builder. Avatar builder is basically it. This part is going to get set for the Gemini side. यहाँ पे we can uh, यहाँ पे we are creating a widget function. Okay, this widget function I'll uh, यहाँ पे बना देती हूँ. Okay, so widget. Okay, नहीं, sorry. Widget. This, which is going to take 3 parameters. One will be chat user, which will take a variable user, let's say. Then एक function होगा which can be nullable function that is on avatar tab maybe, and और एक function होगा for on avatar long press. And I don't need to, I'm not using this, but these are the things that we need to pass here. And then since it's a function, I need curly braces and I need to return something. Return center, and inside center I need a child which is going to take an image dot asset. Okay, and यहाँ पे एक semicolon. Okay, so now I need an image, so I'll create a folder here named assets, and inside assets I need some sort of image. Let's take Google logo PNG. Okay, let's see. I'll take this image. Okay, maybe that was not the right type. I need something in JPG or PNG. Team, could you please share the link of that image that I had shared with you? Piyush, if you can, please paste it in the chat. Also, meanwhile, let's do one thing. Can you see on the 63rd line in your pubspec.yaml? It shows assets colon and then images slash something something. Just uncomment that, press control, select that and press control and forward slash. Okay. Now don't do anything. Just replace your images with assets, and remove this part and keep a forward slash. So what it'll do, it'll go to this directory, your assets directory, and whatever is inside it, it'll just allow it to be used in your app. Remember, I told you everything needs to be mentioned in your pubspec.yaml. So you need to mention that here, and then I need an image. I'll just write it as JPG. This looks good. Okay, no, this is in .svg. Okay, I'll be using this G. Just put it in your assets folder. Okay. Has everyone followed till this step? If you want, I can share this link. Uh, oops. I don't know if it will lead you to the right URL. Yes, I created an assets folder. You see here in your main directory, in your main apps directory, just create one folder, new folder, name it as assets, and you also need to mention it in your pubspec.yaml that you'll be using something in your assets folder, and whatever it is, g.png, you need to copy this path, and in your bot screen you need to pass that. Okay, maybe not. Just type assets slash what was that, g.png, g.png. Okay, I can also set its height to maybe 40 and width to 40. Save it. Okay, now let's restart it. Let's see if it comes or not. Oh wait, I can't see it now. We will see that later. Has everyone followed till here? सबको सबने सब समझा, सबको इतना फॉलो हुआ? कोई डाउट है or you want me to repeat any step? We'll wait for 2 minutes. If anyone has any doubt, then let me know. Yes, sure. See, it's already there actually in your pubspec YAML file. It's just commented. You just need to uncomment it and put the right name of the folder where your assets are stored or your images are stored. Or you could also write it like this, but now we are only dealing with only one image. Let's say we are going to use some 20 images, then we can't do, it is not feasible to write the same line for different file names again and again, right? So we can just put a forward slash and it will automatically consider all the assets that you're going to use in your assets folder. Okay, so this was the UI part. Okay, now we are going to deal with the data fetching part, or how to make this interactive. Okay, so yeah, I'll just write it here. Okay, so remember we mentioned this on send, we are mentioning a function here that is basically going to send your messages from this button. It's going to trigger this button to send the message, whatever you have filled in here. Okay, So we need to mention one function here. Let's say get data. Get data में we are passing m and okay. Now get data is not yet declared any like it has been not created anywhere. So we are creating get data function which is going to take message type of parameter inside it. Okay. So now what is the role of oh sorry not message chat message my bad. Okay. So the role of get data is basically to take in the inputs that you're writing over in your text field here, and when you press send it will send this text, this message, take in this message as a parameter in get data function. And then what you need to do is first you will be adding this message in your message list. Okay, so here I'll write messages dot add, oh, sorry not dot add, dot insert. We will be inserting this. Okay, so now insert, as I pressed insert and enter, see it is expecting two values. One is index which will be 0, and the element basically here is the message that we want to add here. So we'll just type m. Okay, so this part will just add this message that we passed in from this text field into this messages list that we have created here. Okay, so this is going to get added in the 0th position of the list. Then we'll call set state. Set state will basically again rebuild your UI after you have pressed your send button. So this is done. Is this done? Is there any doubt? Okay. Okay. Then okay, let's just write await future dot delayed. Now here we'll be taking a duration parameter, duration widget, and let's say I want to give a 2 seconds ka delay. Okay, what will this do basically? Key it'll right now we are not passing any API, so I'm just pretending कि ये API से आ रहा है, and then I create a chat message type of data. उस पे एक constructor of chat message which will again take these two parameters user में this time I want Gemini and created at basically timestamp चाहिए इसको. So datetime dot now. Okay, cool. इतना हो गया. Okay, but Gemini क्या क्या return कर रहा है? We want something to also come from Gemini ना. So it is going to return a text, and abhi let's just hard code that text as of now. Hello, I am Gemini. Okay, good. हो गया ये. Okay, let's put it as single quote. Save it. Okay, so this is done, and now whatever message that we have received, which is not coming from API, let me repeat it again. This is just a mock response from Gemini. We are going to again add this text, whatever the text we are claiming that is coming from Gemini. We are just going to add that text in the 0th position of the list. And here, all these data is getting collected in this data variable, right? So we are going to insert data in the 0th position. And then we are again going to call setState to rebuild the UI. Okay, now the basic part is done. Now let's see रन करके कि क्या होता है. अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग, अभी तक एपीआई इंटीग्रेट नहीं किया है. Okay, oh god, the amber color doesn't look good. Let's change it to gray. Okay, see, ये टेक्स्ट वही टेक्स्ट है जो मैंने यहाँ पे अभी हार्ड कोड करके डाला है. हेलो आई एम जेमिना. अगर मैंने उसको चेंज करके बोला कि हेलो आई एम देवांगना, तो वो वही रिटर्न करेगा. लेट इट रीस्टार्ट. Hello, this is my prompt, which is getting added into the list at the 0th position. See, now I am hard coding this. I am mocking basically as Gemini कि अगर Gemini होता तो ऐसा कुछ prompt आता in text वाले property में. Okay. Also another thing, let's थोड़ा इतना mock कर लिया है तो और एक चीज mock कर लेते हैं. Let's create another list of chat user type जिसमें I want to create a loader basically कि I'm sending something and I don't know कि कब तक आएगा. So I need a loader कि I should know ना कि कुछ process हो रहा है. So I'll create a loader. Again an empty string, empty list. And what I'll do is जब भी मैंने यहाँ पे send किया, as soon as I press on the send button and trigger this get data वाला function, I want ये जो typing है, which is what? Which is going to take chat user. So I'm going to add Gemini here. So it should show me कि Gemini is typing. जैसे WhatsApp में होता है कि whenever I am sending something and from the other side someone is typing, I want वैसा kind of interface. I want to see कि Gemini is typing. So I'll add Gemini, the user, in my typing वाला list because it is accepting only chat user type of data. And when I'm also getting my data, finally, I'll remove it from the typing wala list. Typing dot remove. I'll remove Gemini from there. Okay. So now just press Shift and R, that is capital R in your terminal. It will hot restart it from the beginning. So small r on your terminal give basically hot reloads it, and your capital R, that is Shift plus R, hot restarts your entire app. Restarts means basically right from your like पूरा app starting से start होगा. Of course restart. Then I press hello. I'll pass it. Okay, something is. Oh, okay. Wait. My bad. It didn't show me that typing wala thing, right? Why is it so? In my dash chat, there is another property named typing. So it will tell me कि कौन सा user type कर रहा है. So here I can pass my typing wala list that I had created. So now if I hot restart it and again I try to send a text, I press hi. See, now I'm getting this interface here. The Gemini is typing. Did you see that? If I press hello, see this interface that I wanted, I got it. So, and also ये images जो था, I mean, looks decent. I won't say it looks great, but the main part comes here after this, where I'll be making an HTTP request. So इधर तक सबको follow हुआ क्या? Is there any doubt? I know I might be going a little fast because I need to cover the two parts that I mentioned earlier. यहाँ से now I have hard coded this, right? Now we will be utilizing the API. So, and that API will be used using HTTP request. So we'll be making some HTTP request and we'll be getting some response. We'll be parsing that and direct Gemini API से जो भी response receive हो रहा है that will be passed in this text. So अभी तक यहाँ तक सबने सब कुछ follow किया क्या? Is there anything, any step that I need to repeat? Can you show body? Okay, ये वाला यहाँ this. So body में basically क्या हो रहा है? We are calling the dash chat का constructor, which is dash chat का package से आ रहा है. And then उसमें current user जा रहा है. Current user, the initial user will be me. So I have initialized with myself. Typing users, I have already mentioned. तो typing, I want to see that interface, इसलिए मैंने एक typing users का list pass किया है, जो I have created इधर top पे, which is taking user type, chat user type of data type. देन यहाँ पे ऑन सेंड है. ऑन सेंड बेसिकली ये जो बटन है ऑन सेंड पे, इट इज ट्रिगरिंग दैट फंक्शन, दिस गेट डेटा फंक्शन. एंड ऑन सेंड में वी आर पासिंग दिस चैट मैसेज m parameter. M is basically ये hello, hi, whatever I have written, whatever I write here will be passed as m into this get data वाला function. Messages में messages list, whatever this list is. And then input options में वो always show this button and cursor style is black. Then message options में current user container, जो current user का container है वो grey है. अवतार builder basically ये जो logo दिख रहा है Gemini site में, वो build करने के लिए use किया है. And then coming to the logic part, get data function है, उसमें chat message वो m जा रहा है, my message is going there. ये async type का function है, जिसमें when I post my yeah, how did I put the logo image? Okay, I created an assets. I created an assets folder. उसमें then yes, जैसे मैंने download किया and then I put it inside here. And pubspec.yaml में याद से इस चीज को अनकमेंट करके assets डाल के एक // डाल देना. So it will automatically consider everything that is inside your assets folder and make sure our assets का जो folder है वो root में ही रहे. If you are making it inside your some other directory ना, then you have to mention the entire path here. मतलब अगर मैंने lib के अंदर assets बनाया होता, so I have to first mention यहाँ पे lib, then / assets, then / जो भी है. I didn't want it to be इतना मुझे पास नहीं करना था, so I have directly mentioned in the root directory. Okay. हाँ, so I was explaining this get data वाला function. यहाँ पे I added this Gemini user for the typing वाला interface. Messages, जो भी message मैंने यहाँ से भेजा है, that message will be inserted at the 0th position. So 0th position basically means here ये जो list है ना, 0th position actually here means कि जो भी latest position है ना, जो last position या latest bottommost position, वहाँ पे ये message append हो रहा है. उस ये पूरे list में अभी ये 0th position में, ये जो hello I am Devangana जो third time आया है, that is in the 0th position. तो latest जो भी position है ना message list में, that is your 0th index. And उसमें message जा रहा है, we are rebuilding the UI here. अपडेट कर रहे हैं सेट स्टेट. देन यहाँ पे मॉक करने के लिए थोड़ा 2 सेकंड का एक डिले लिया है. एंड चैट मैसेज में 3 पैरामीटर्स लिए हैं. टेक्स्ट जो कि जेमिनाई रिटर्न कर रहा है, जेमिनाई यूज़र है और उसका कौन सा डेट एंड टाइम जो भी है वो पास हो रहा है. एंड देन दैट मैसेज response is getting added to the messages list. Typing will be removed because it has already generated a response and then set state. That's it. So ये हो गया हमारा basic वाला structure. Now we'll be using the API. Okay. So जो API key create हुआ था, oops, it's not responsive क्या? Okay. So this API key that we had created earlier, copy it, and yes, I had pasted it here. I want it ऊपर कहीं पे because I don't want to scroll इतना नीचे हर बार. Okay, I pasted it here, and then let's take this recycler view as in the updation of the UI. Yeah, it will be done by set state itself. It will update the UI. Typing not identified. Have you declared it here first? You have to create a list first. Enough. You have to create a list where you have to mention the variable name first. Then you have to add or use it in your function, that is typing.add, typing.remove, and in your dash chat there will be a property where you have to mention it that you're using this list. Are we good? Arnav, did you get it? You might have missed some step. Just look into it that you have mentioned it in 4 places. First, initialization, declaration, then using it for addition and removal of your user, and in the property, typing user property in your dash chat. Okay, so um, okay, Prathamesh, I'll just give a quick summary. What I did, I created the app first, then I omitted all the whatever default code was, and then I created a file where I'll be designing my bot screen. So I named it as bot screen. Bot screen is basically this new UI that I created. So here, first I imported my dash chat 2 package. First I had to import or add it in my perspec.yaml. This, I added it, and then I imported it in my bot screen here, and it is a stateful widget. I created this basic structure. Then I also mentioned it in my home property of material app and imported my bot screen here. And then I created 2 users, chat user type of 2 users, myself and Gemini. And then I passed in 2 parameters in each of them, ID and first name. And then I created a list for messages to store messages that are these hi, hello, and all that will be stored in this list. It will be appended in those lists basically. And then we have a typing wala list, which is taking user type, chat user type. Then we created this UI where we created this app bar, and in the body we used dash chat because dash chat is basically used for uh, um, your framing or designing your chat interface. Okay, so in the dash chat we there were 3 mandatory parameters that was current user. So the initial user is going to be me because I'm going to initiate the chat, so I put it as myself. Then typing users may basically I passed in that typing wala list. Okay, in this typing wala list I'm going to add Gemini user. Gemini user मतलब Gemini मतलब बेसिकली whenever I send any prompt, so तब मुझे ऐसा टाइपिंग दिखना चाहिए. मैंने हाई भेजा. So I want this interface, एक loader. So I wanted that, तो इसलिए मैंने typing.add में Gemini के साइड से दिखना चाहिए वो, जब तक response नहीं आता. Then typing हो गया. On send function में basically whatever message I'm typing over here, it will be passed on to the get data function. Messages में messages list. Input options में I can style the type input options, that is the cursor and the show button if I want to show it all the time or not. Message options में I have two properties. Current user container, basically these containers from my side, the user side, उसका कलर इनिशियलाइज किया है. एंड अवतार बिल्डर बेसिकली जो यहाँ पे जी दिख रहा है ना, गूगल का लोगो है. आई डाउनलोडेड दैट इमेज एंड पुट इट इन माई एसेट्स फोल्डर एंड आई इनिशियलाइज द पाथ हियर एंड यूज्ड इट ताकि वो आइकन दिखे. एंड इन गेट डेटा वाला फंक्शन में बेसिकली whenever I'm sending my message, it is getting passed in that. And तब मुझे Gemini is typing दिखेगा and the message is getting inserted into the list. Then एक mock दिखाने के लिए एक delay रखा है 2 seconds का, as if ये API से आ रहा है but अभी नहीं आ रहा है, ये बस mock करने के लिए था. And then जो भी I'm assuming कि ये जो data है, ये जो hello I am Devangana, ये thing Gemini की तरफ से आ रहा है. So I have hard coded that user is Gemini, एक टाइम स्टैम्प है एंड द टेक्स्ट दैट इट इज गोइंग टू रिटर्न वो मैंने इनिशियलाइज किया है. एंड देन आई एडेड इट इनटू द मैसेज वाला लिस्ट एंड आई रिमूव्ड वो टाइपिंग वाला इंटरफेस. दैट्स इट. इतना ही हुआ है. नाउ विल बी messages in dash chat is basically the messages list that I'm passing. This list that I'm passing over here, यहाँ पे इनिशियलाइज किया है उसको, मतलब डिक्लेयर किया है ये, which is initially going to be empty. When I press hi, तो hi उधर append होगा and मुझे स्क्रीन पे दिखेगा यहाँ पे. Then जो भी रेस्पॉन्स आएगा वो फिर ऐड होगा यहाँ पे messages dot insert पे 0th पोजीशन में, मतलब बॉटम मोस्ट पोजीशन में. जो ये डेटा आया है ना हेलो आई एम देवांगना, वो उस लिस्ट में ऐड होगा. तो और फिर वो मुझे UI में दिखेगा. Dash chat is again provided by the package. You can control and click on that. You will be able to see all those things that is happening behind it. Pura internal structure, if you want to study, you can study. You can just explore this whenever you get time. But अभी हम थोड़ा API integration कर लेते हैं because we don't have much time. So the API key is done. API की कॉपी कर लेते हैं and then ये जो curl वाला कोड दिख रहा है ना, इसको भी as it is कॉपी कर लेते हैं यहाँ पे. Okay, right now वो थोड़ा दिखाएगा, एरर दिखाएगा, but it's fine. Okay. Okay. So now अभी हमें बनाना है एक URL because now we are going to pass this as JSON object. We are going to post a request on the API, on this URL that has been provided there. So let me create a URL first, URL variable, जिसमें I'm going to put this. Copy it, put it in single inverted commas, paste it, and semicolon. Next we want is the final type of header. यहाँ पे लिखा है -h. This is basically header. So we are going to create a header variable of final type and then इसको copy paste करता है. Okay, so this is going to be an object. तो इसलिए पहले curly brackets, then paste it, and ऑब्जेक्ट में बेसिकली की एंड वैल्यू पेयर रहे. तो content type is going to be my key and application slash JSON is going to be my value. Okay, so my header is done and I'll just remove ये सब. Okay, then okay, now this is the part that we need. What is this? Contents में, parts में, text में, write a story about a magic backpack. So this part जो text के बाद है, this text is key, हाँ, text is key and write a story about a magic backpack. This is my prompt which has been provided here, but ये अभी hard coded है. Just like मैंने hello hi I'm Devangana ये response जो लाया था ये hard coded था. This was not from the API and हम already message जब pass कर ही रहे हैं, so why do I need to write it here? So what I'll do is I'll make a query variable. I'll just make a query variable. Query. Okay, उसके पहले let's do one thing. ये जो API की है ना, we'll make another file. Okay. उस file में API की रहेगा. So let's make it as a class. Gemini API key. उस class के अंदर we are going to mention की static. Static होगा, constant होगा, एक variable let's say API key, and that is going to be your API key. And please use your API key. Okay, जो भी यहाँ से मिला है ना उसको copy and paste there. ठीक है. So यहाँ पे your API key has been declared in this, initialized in this variable. Now I'll be using that API key here क्योंकि इधर URL में you can see यहाँ पे लिखा है key equals to your API key. तो यहाँ पे will use that. पहले तो mention dollar curly brackets because जब भी हमें कोई variable use करना होता है in Dart we use dollar sign. The dollar and then जो भी class name था Gemini API key dot जो भी variable का name था API key. So my API key has been appended in this URL. Okay. Now I want this content का ये ऐसा. ठीक है. Query. My query is going to be of this type. So I'll just copy this till here and paste it. Okay. And last my thing semicolon आएगा. इतना follow हुआ क्या? Did I go fast? किसी को doubt क्या? Can you show widget avatar build once? हाँ okay. This is your avatar builder wala. Can you show last part of the code? Final header basically means कि we are like mentioning कि we are not going to change it. Like it can't be reassigned again. That is the final value of it. We are not willing to change it again. Final header and query. Query is not final. Query is variable, like var. Query is var, not final. My URL and my header is going to be final. I'm not going to reassign it again. But my query can be modified, no? Okay, again my variable, this query needs to be inside my, okay, wait, I'll just comment out this part. Now this will come here. I want it to be here, my query. Okay. So this query is here. Everyone followed till this part. What we did, we took this as it is, ye jo curl wala, whatever this code is. Okay. We came here, we pasted it, and then we just segregated the things. हमने एक URL बनाया वेरिएबल, उसमें ये जो HTTPS वाला पूरा जो लाइन है URL जिस पे ये हिट होने वाला है, दिस इज द एंड पॉइंट जहाँ पे हिट होने वाला है, तो वहाँ पे अपना API की append किया है because it needs our API key as well. So API key append किया है and then we have made a header variable, sorry header final type of variable जिसमें एक object जा रहा है which has a key content type and value is application/json. जो content type है वो json type का जाएगा. Okay. And then in my get data wala function I created a query variable जिसका फॉर्मेट भी उनके इस कर्ल वाले कोड में दिया हुआ है, -d and whatever that is. तो वो we pasted it as it is. Okay, but now here this line, I don't want this line. I'm already passing my message here, right? My query is getting passed in get data, so I want that. So I'll just write m dot text. Okay, my message in the form of text will be passed here in this text key. This is my value that is going to get passed. समझो, इतना समझो? Yes. Let me show how you added the API key to the link. Okay. So I first created. I could have done actually. मैं directly भी यहाँ पे ना API key लिख सकती थी, but it is, if you are planning to push it on your GitHub repository or anywhere, it is not recommended to use like what do you say, like खुलेआम API की मत share किया करो. It is better to create another file जिसमें you keep your API key and उस API key को इधर से access करो इस फाइल से, and ये जो फाइल होगा ना it will ultimately get added into your .gitignore ताकि सबके पास उसका access ना हो. It's supposed to be a secret key, so if you wanted to keep it as a secret, it is better to keep it in another file ताकि उसको we can hide it from sharing it later on. So I created a class Gemini API key करके. You can name it anything. I kept it as Gemini API key. उसमें static constant type का एक API key variable बनाया and उसमें वो API key initialize कर दिया. And then what I did is whenever we want to mention any variable ka value in Dart, we usually mention, like, we use $sign to access that value, access that variable. So I added a dollar and then curly brackets ke andar I mentioned the class name first, and then I directly like got the access of the API key wala variable. So that, like that, it is appended in my URL. वरना मैं डायरेक्टली भी यहाँ पे अपना API की डाल सकती थी, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. I could have done that. What is the URL? URL is basically the place where your requests are going to get sent at. Whatever your query is now, it will be sent at this URL. It will be posted at this URL. यहाँ पे है जेमिनाई, ठीक है, यहाँ पे जेमिनाई का जो एपीआई है वो हिट होगा, वो ट्रिगर होगा यहाँ पे, एंड whatever the response is, we'll fetch that from here. जो भी यहाँ से response आएगा, we are going to fetch that. So the URL is basically ये generative language जो भी Gemini का API, Gemini का जो मॉडल का जो API है उसका URL बोल सकते हो. Is it predefined in Dart? What is predefined in Dart? Will it be ignored while pasting in GitHub? Yes, you just need to put it in your .gitignore के इधर. You just need to mention your API key, whatever the file name is. हाँ, तो वो file name यहाँ पे डाल के when you push it ना, तो it will get ignored. मतलब basically वो उधर post नहीं होगा. Quest, questry, questry part.
Query part.
Okay, okay. Sorry. What screen? Yes. Yes, here. This is the same as that has been provided in their site. I just wrote it as m.text. Basically, जो message मैं pass करवा रही हूँ इस function में, उसका text form will be the value of this text वाला key. Okay? This, it is already there in their site. Just copy paste this much. Whatever is inside a single inverted commas, just copy paste that much. मैंने भी वही किया है, बस उसको query variable में assign कर दिया inside your get data वाला function. That's it. Okay, इतना हुआ क्या सबका? I hope everyone has followed till this part. URL, API key. Okay, don't worry. Okay, let it be. If you're getting confused, just paste in your API key here. It'll work fine. Don't worry. See, I have mention my API key here only. It won't cause any problem. बस वो GitHub पे ज़्यादा टाइम it is just not recommended कि you openly share your keys, API keys, इसलिए I was saying कि दूसरे फाइल पे करते हैं, but कोई बात नहीं. यहाँ पे ही we will append the API key here in the URL. So this is my complete URL and this is my header on object. जिसमें content type is key, application/JSON is value and जो get data function है जो पहले भी हमने बनाया था उसके अंदर बस ये query variable बना दो. Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll pass this query, this header and this URL. Okay. I might have forgot to add HTTP. HTTP is another package that we need to add. So just type Flutter pub add HTTP. HTTP is the name of the package that we will require. So just like we added dash chat slash two underscore two, similarly we'll be adding this package as well. Flutter pub add HTTP. Okay, everyone run this. You will see the HTTP package getting added here. See. हुआ सबका ये? Okay, so I hope सबका ये हो गया हो. Prathamesh, yes. In which directory are you in? Are you in your lib ka folder? Just go back to your root directory. Root directory is basically your app वाला directory. यहाँ पे. See, it is Gemini GDSC जो मैंने बनाया था. वहाँ पे. Don't enter into your any of your folders. If you are inside your lib या any कोई भी folder, just type in cd dot dot and come to your root directory. This root directory. As in which part? Enough. Is it solved? Prathamesh, is it solved? Okay, let it be. Just do one thing. Just add this below your dash डैश चैट वाला जहाँ पे भी पैकेज इंस्टॉल किया था ना उसके नीचे ये डाल दो. Okay. Let's complete this. Um, so as I was saying, my query is ready. Now I just need to pass it to my URL. So I'll create a response variable which will make a http.post method request. Oh wait, I didn't import it. I need to import it. So import http, okay, http this http.dart as http followed import package colon http/http.dart as http. Okay, so then we can use this http.post. What are we going to post? We have an URI dot parse, which will pass the URL, the URL variable that we created here, final variable, this variable, this URL where my request is going to get uh, hit at. Then we have headers. Headers may we will place header, which is this. Okay. And the third part is body. Body में जाएगा this query in JSON encoded format. JSON encode उसके अंदर query. Okay. So this my request has been structured well, and whatever this request generates, the response that is generated here will be stored in my response variable. Okay, and let us also give a timeout. Oops. Timeout basically जितना टाइम उसको लग रहा है ना मैक्सिमम टाइम में 30 सेकेंड्स के बाद इट विल जनरेट अ मैसेज कि the response couldn't be, there was some issues with the network या ऐसा कुछ. Any error message या any type of message जिससे हमें response नहीं मिला, that would be shown after 30 seconds maybe. So my response will come, and if my response, the response dot status code is 200, you can search it on net what status code 200 means. Status code 200. Status code 200 means a success. That means your request has been successful. So we are going to just use that here. So if my request is successful, I'll put it inside my result variable by decoding the response. उसका भी body, response dot body. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's print this result and see what it is returning. let me restart my app. Okay. See, now let's see what we get. I want everyone to look at my terminal. If I press hi and send it, okay, see what happens. Okay, we received our response. Can you see in my terminal? This this is the response that I got from the API. My request my request was sent on this URL where Gemini Pro is, and it generated a response out of my query. My query was basically hi, and it generated it. Here we are getting it on terminal. We haven't uh, fetched it on our app yet. So इतना बड़ा response कैसे print करवाएंगे, display करवाएंगे? We don't need half of the things. So what we'll do is, जो result है ना, उस result को थोड़ा parse करता है. So ये result जो है ना, it is JSON type of object. It is returning an object. We don't want an object. We want just a string, a text. So what we'll do is, this object में object consists of key and value pairs. Key is candidates. Candidates का value is this, ये पूरा जो भी है. So candidates key का what is it returning? The value, it is a list of objects. अब उस list of objects में I want the zeroth index position का, क्योंकि मुझे text का value चाहिए. So इतना मुझे parse करना है. So content is at zeroth index. मतलब ये जो object है, ये वाला जो पूरा object है, it is at zeroth index of this list. So मुझे zeroth index पे जाना है. Zeroth index पे I have a object. उसका भी मुझे content key चाहिए. Content key उसका भी zeroth index नहीं, उसके zeroth index पे नहीं, sorry. उसके इसमें क्या return हो रहा है? Parts. तो मुझे parts value चाहिए. Parts. Inside parts, again a list is being returned and उसमें मुझे text की चाहिए. So उसका zeroth index again, उसमें text की चाहिए. And इस पूरे का value, ये पूरा क्या हो रहा है अभी? Candidates में content में parts में जो text का जो value है, that is gonna get returned now when I print it. Let's restart it. Let's see what happens. Okay. Again terminal पे ही आएगा जो result है. Let's type hello. Let's send it to the API. Now let's see क्या return हो रहा है. Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't save it. Okay, let's type in hello. Send it. See, I got the response. Exactly the response that I want. Greetings! Exclamation, how may I assist you today? See, we passed it in the correct way. अभी हमें एकदम correct value मिल रहा है जो हम अभी अपने डिस्प्ले पे दिखा सकते हैं.